Okay, we are live.
Hi guys, come on down. We're doing a panel right now all about puppetry, the world of Jim Henson, Farscape, Jim Henson's Creature Shop Challenge,
and Gigi.
and Bill Diamond.
Hi everybody, we're here with this beautiful lady that worked on a lot of great programs, and we're going to talk to Gigi Edgley, who worked on Farscape, your wonderful character, which you'll have to tell everyone about.
I'll take it.
And my co-host, Michael, over here.
Michael Hargrove.
And who,
because they couldn't find anybody else.
Oh, that's not true.
We lured you to the dark side.
And the best thing about being around the Muppet world is that you get a chance to work with very talented people, talented actors. And one of the shows that they did was Farscape. And Gigi, tell us how you started and how you got that role.
So I've grown up believing in fairies and unicorns and mermaids and make-believe creatures my whole life. That's my happy place. And I did an audition when I think I was about 23. And I saw the Henson logo on the audition. I was like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. Because when I was a little girl, I was absolutely obsessed with the Dark Crystal, like just loved it.
Cool, yeah. Great movie, yes.
Like, out of all the movies in the universe, that was my go-to, right? So when I saw the logo, I was like, oh my gosh, I have to get this role. And my mum, you know this story very well, was a crazy hippie. And she would wake us up in the middle of the night to go look for the alien portals on our 250-acre farm with the water sticks, and she's like, come on, Gigi, we're going to go look for the aliens. I'm like, okay, Mum. So when I got the audition, I called Mum. I'm like, Mum, I got an audition for the Henson Company. She's like, oh my God, what's the role? And I said, it's an alien. She goes, oh my God, you're going to get it because you've grown up with aliens your whole life.
That was amazing.
Yeah.
Where did you grow up?
I grew up down under.
Okay. No kidding.
Sydney, Australia.
That was like New Jersey.
Yeah, not yet. Is it the accent that gave it away? I don't know. I was born in Perth, but Sydney is where I connect to most, but I've lived all around the world for the last 20-something years.
Cool. Were you in like theater or musicals or anything when you were, is that where you got your start?
Yeah, I think my first production was Picnic at Hanging Rocks, and I was like, I think I was like 15, around maybe even 14.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
I mean, if you get a chance, she's got some really great videos up
that
are fantastic. And she's just thank you.
Yeah, just Google those. Perfect.
It's absolutely great. Now, when you got that role to play in Farscape, that was what, 5 years?
Yeah, so originally the character was meant to be one episode, and they liked the Nefari, so they just kept delivering me scripts. And I was sitting with Lani Tupu, who played Trace, and we were sharing a dressing room together because we were both day players at that time. And a script came to the...
You were day players at
the
time?
Yeah.
Seriously, no weekly contract?
Well, I was one episode, like guest star on one episode, and that was it, right?
Okay.
So we got the script delivered, and I go, oh, here, Lani, this must be for you. And he's like, oh, it's got your name on it. I'm like, what? So we both sat down, Captain Grace and Chiana, all dressed up on the funny little couch.
Yep.
And we looked through it, and there was like 2 lines in there for Chiana. I'm like, oh my gosh. So I called up my agent, and I was like, hey, I think they want me for another episode. And they're like, nah, it's just one episode. And I was like, I'm reading episode 16, and Chiana's in it. And they're like, oh, geez, we'll give them a buzz then.
Been there, done that. The actor who gets his first role, and oh god, the second episode, oh my god.
So, and that's how it was through the whole of season 1. I was just trying to play it so cool and waited for scripts to be delivered.
Nice.
But tell us, I want to hear more about you, Mr. Diamond.
Oh, wait a minute. This is about you.
Pass it back.
No,
No, they put me on the spot earlier, so.
Did they? Well, you know, my involvement in the Henson world was with Johnny Henson, which was Jim's younger son.
Okay. Yeah, right.
And you know, there were a lot of things going on. Dark Crystal was in the works when I was there, but nobody really knew about it. There were like elements. I mean, it took 5 years to make Dark Crystal. So the thing about Dark Crystal, we'd all get little things. We were all doing different stuff. Nobody really knew what this movie was going to be. So it was in London, so it was in New York. And the best thing about how Dark Crystal came about was Jim was flying back and forth to London.
Mm-hmm.
He got locked in Kennedy Airport with his daughter.
Okay.
I believe it was Lisa, his oldest daughter. And they were locked there for 3 days.
Oh,
And
wow.
so, you know, Jim being Jim, always worked on something.
Okay.
And he was snowbound. They couldn't go anywhere. And he wrote Dark Crystal right there. That's how Dark Crystal came about.
Now, guys, I'm not a good co-host because I'm just a fanboy for these guys. Just bear with me, okay?
Well, you know, we're fans of Candy. So there you go.
Thank you. No pass the buck. I did my thing earlier.
I know, I was watching.
So, did you guys ever work together at all?
We've worked together at cons. You know,
That's
it. We've
Okay.
done so many panels together and things together. And every time I do a film, she hits me and says, "You didn't gas me." What's the deal?
Cool.
But what was so great about it, she was the host on Feature Shop Challenge with Brian Henson.
Oh,
And
yes.
it was really great because those puppet performers were building characters right there, which is what we do.
Yeah.
You know, and it was great for you to take a look into that world and see what was going on. So tell us a little about that.
So I was in Australia at the time. I just did 3 seasons of Rescue Special Ops, which is like a paramedics, but
Yes.
it's action and abseiling and rock climbing and all that fun
The
stuff.
stuff I want to do, but it's like, you know, the stuff I always wanted to do. It's
Hang
cool.
off the side of the tallest building in Sydney. Yes, please. So I did 3 seasons of that, and then we did a season of Tricky Business, and then the phone call came in from a casting agent. They said, "Where are you? Sci-Fi and Henson's have been looking for you all over the world." And they're like, "Where is Gigi?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm in Sydney." I said, "Don't worry about it. They just want you to host the Jim Henson Creature Shop Challenge. But if you're in Australia," I'm like, "No, I'll be there."
Okay.
So it was awesome because, as Bill said, we've all grown up being inspired by the Henson Company. We all know Kermit, the Storyteller, Fraggle Rock, Muppets, Dark Crystal, the Labyrinth, you know. So to actually see into the creature shop is just mind-blowing.
And what was great about that, because I was out there in, I think it was 2016, I was with Lisa Henson and Brian, and I was on your set because it was actually in the creature shop.
Oh, that's amazing. Cool.
But I also was at the original creature shop that was in London. Were you ever at that one? Okay, so that was in it.
So what was that like?
And, well, the building was actually, it was like this.
Mm-hmm.
It was actually an old post office.
Oh,
And built, they bought,
Perfect.
and he built it and bought it mainly to use it for Dark Crystal. And so they built all Dark Crystal there.
Mm-hmm.
Some was built in New York, and it was built there. And then after that movie, they just stored things there. So a lot of stuff they kept. And they didn't know until Larry came along that they were going to use it again.
Yeah.
But then they got the idea, well, why don't we do everyone else's commercials? And so that's how the creature shop really started developing into doing everybody else's work, which is really what most of the shops like mine did and Stan Winston's and all that was all because of, you know, you had it, you made it for a movie, and then now what do you do with this?
Now, well, how did you actually, from the beginning, how did you get started in it from the very beginning of it? So
Well,
did you like fall into it? If you had it? Because I've actually tried to do some Muppeteering previously and just played around. And it's difficult. One of the things you do is you end up doing that, turning the head higher and so on.
There's a whole bunch of stuff.
Seeking it with your voice and so on. But how did it start for you?
Well, my background was always TV. I really loved, I wanted to be on the other side of the camera, and my first film when I was a teenager, was a stop motion film.
Nice.
And actually, I won an award for it when I was a kid. And I got to meet Ray Harryhausen.
Don't be modest. What was it? What kind of award?
It was an art award, like an art film. So,
Nice.
But it was so time consuming. I love the art. I love making the sets, which we still do.
Right.
But I needed something instantaneously.
Okay.
And I worked with Reed's Teletape, who shot Sesame Street.
Oh.
Just before I knew Jim, I knew Carol Spinney, who played Big Bird first.
Amazing. That's
And
cool.
through that, it was kind of Carol and Colonel Love, that kind of like, how you should do. And I was already building puppets. So then Jim plucked us all up the same way that he's got most of his puppeteers.
So you said build, the key word I want to ask you. How long would it take to build a character? Say if you want, not saying I want you to do this, if you want to build a character of me, how long would it take you to go from day one to the final production of that?
Well, I would do a caricature.
Okay.
From that, we kind of figure out the size of the character.
Right.
And then we were like, okay, whether it was you voicing it, who was going to puppet
Right.
it could be you voicing it. Like we built one, we have Vincent Price over there.
Yes.
And that I did because Victoria Price came to me and said, "You want to bring my dad back?"
Nice. That's right. I forgot about that.
And,
That's right.
So I would build it the way I thought Vincent would like to be. I have Carla too.
Yeah.
And then they're bigger puppets, so it takes a little bit more. And then you learn how to lip sync it in real time.
Yeah.
But I did that with Little Shop. I wasn't the voice for Little Shop. I'm the puppeteer for Little Shop. So, you get that knack. Like if you started talking, I could mimic you in real time.
Nice. That's
Cool.
Cool.
It's just easier.
So, okay, this is the fanboy of me, so you guys forgive me. I'm a sci-fi nerd, as everyone knows, you've heard my panel. When you pick your character, one of the things that, for me, because I'm such a sci-fi geek, I mean, that's pretty much my exposure to reading was sci-fi literature. Asimov, all of the other Scott, all of the other big sci-fi novelists. I enjoyed, that's how I learned to read. How did you get to the character for Farscape? What process was it? Because I saw it, and all your fans saw it, as far as like the intensity of who you were. When you played Chiana, you were that character.
I wanted to be an alien. I didn't want to be a human in alien makeup. I wanted to be a creature. Because you get cast as a doctor, a nurse, a lawyer, a cop, robbers all the time.
Yeah.
But an alien, you can create a creature that no one's ever seen before.
Yeah.
And all the handsome characters that I've ever met through my childhood and growing up are so unbelievably believable.
Yeah.
Like you've never met them, but they do
exist. The movement of your head, which was so unique, which you probably don't remember, but
I
fans do.
And I definitely feel like, so I went to work on a show straight after called Secret Life of Us, and you can still see Chiana through every now and then because I've been doing her for 5 years.
Yeah.
So I've been inappropriate, but I've been, playing this character for 5 years.
Yeah.
So she was for 16 hours a day, pretty much 5 days a week.
Characters you've done?
100%. Like every character is a blessing. So it's very tricky to compare. Anytime you're on a set, you know what it's like. You're so blessed.
Exactly.
Because it's so momentous to actually get on that set in the first place. But just to be part of the world of Hanson was mind-blowing for me.
Did you remember any of the scenes that you did that were shot? Such as you do a scene, you walk off of it, and you know that you did it right, but you just can't remember what you did. But it's on film.
It's like an out-of-body experience. Yeah, for sure. And plus you're shooting maybe 3 episodes at the same time. You're doing ADR for 2 different episodes as well, and you're jumping back and forward. And it was hectic, but it was amazing because every night I'd go home and read the script and be like, oh my gosh, tomorrow you're going to meet this new alien life form on a new planet. I'm like, what's it going to be like?
To me, that's just amazing. What it sounds like.
And Australia had never seen anything like it.
No,
it was
the world had seen anything like it.
we
It was
had
amazing.
any actor I looked up to growing up was eventually on that set, you know? And we were teaching them how to fly the spaceship and how to work with Rigel and
How many episodes have I looked and said, you know, I'm an actor too, why not me? Actually, I think we need to open the floor, because we've got a few more minutes, I think, to take questions from the audience.
Yep. All right. Anybody have
Anyone have any questions?
question for Gigi here?
Not me, I've already done that.
All right,
Away from me.
over there. Want me to run? I'll run down. I
it's
got
like
it.
a
I
screen
got it.
episode.
I got it.
That one.
I got it. Right over here. Oh, all right.
While we have a second, I want to say a huge thank you to Billy and everyone for having us at this awesome
Billy.
Georgia horror pop culture con. We love you, Billy and Brian. Thank you for looking after us so well. Yes, sir.
I was wanting to know, did you guys ever play pranks on set?
No.
Or if there was
She's lying.
a funny moment that you remember that kind of sticks out?
Have you met the character? No. Honestly, I was so young and so afraid of being kicked off the set for any naughtiness, so I was pretty well behaved on set. Dargo was the one to watch out for. He was really naughty, and then they paired both of our characters up as a love interest, and the mischief that this man would get up to on and off set, he was the real prankster. So, and if you see there's blooper reels and everything you can look up on YouTube that are pretty, but I don't do anything too naughty. I came on 15 episodes in, so it felt like a new kid at school, you know. And then because we were shooting on film as well, and time is money, and so it's pretty, which was a surprise to me because when I worked with Vic on Star Trek Continues, there was so much joy. I mean, fun on Farscape, but it was really, you know, you've got to get the day shot. And then I've worked on other amazing productions, and one of them being Star Trek Continues with Vic, and we just had their blooper reel was bigger than their series. They just love it. And then after at the end of a scene, people get up and they applaud you. I'm like, oh, I could get used to this. I've never seen this on the big set. So, yeah, it was a lot of fun, but we had a great time, but we really were, you know, very focused on getting the day shot.
The only time it worked that way with us was the fact that the characters, even when they would say cut, the characters started directing. So like, okay, you need to be over here. I'm sorry, it's okay. And they kept going. We're still puppeteering, like, oh, it's over with, is it? Oh, there you go.
Please stop. We need to start the feed.
Anyone else? Anybody else out there?
Hello. Oh, so you question back there?
We also want to thank you guys because at every Comic Con that we do, we wouldn't be sitting here unless it was for all of you guys. So it's very important that you understand how much we appreciate you guys sharing this journey with us and following us around the world. Like we're very, very grateful. So massive round of applause to you guys as well.
I agree. Thank you.
Yeah, one of the great things about this is that we get to hear what you guys liked, especially when any of us are doing projects. We always remember one or two things that the fans have come up to say, and you know, we try to stay connected with you guys because we're really doing it for you, and we appreciate the feedback from you guys. We don't always have a say what we can do. That's up to the director, but we really like to, when you guys come and see us at the table and talk to you, and we're there to get to know you for a little bit of a time.
What's going on
We're
here?
in trouble.
Security's in the house.
The real guys are here.
We have to let these amazing
Thanks for having us,
people go back to
guys.
their tables. But before we do,
No, we like the microphone.
I want to say, let's give it up for Mr. Bill Diamond. Come on, Georgia, give it up for Mr. Bill Diamond. Let's give it up for Mr. Michael Hargrove. No. Give it up for Mr. Michael Hargrove. And of course, let's give it up for Miss Gigi Edgley.
Thanks for having us, guys. Have an awesome convention. Big love.
Hope to see you all tomorrow.
That's going to conclude the panels and the interviews for today. But come back tomorrow. We still got like 6 more to do. Six. And from what I understand, in about an hour and a half.
Yeah, I think it's 7:30 start.
Is it 7:30 start, Billy, for the band?
7:30.
And I think there's a band member backstage, so don't cut the feed yet. Grab one of those guys. Yeah. So up here on the main stage, we're going to have one of these gentlemen. Where they all disappeared, they all ran away, they heard the microphone and ran. Well, anyways, Miss Sherry Curie is going to be up here on stage performing with a local band. I don't remember their name, so I was trying to be nice, but they wanted to.
Yeah, no, that's all right.
So on that note, I guess, hang around. Leo, you can cut the feed.